We said that you can get to wherever you want to be from wherever you are. And we want to say to you something here that is more meaningful than all other things that we will say to you put together all day long. So, oh, never mind. Oh, you want to hear it, don't you? If you will make peace with where you are, you'll lock onto your signal. In other words, if you'll say, okay, here I am. Here I am. Good for me. Not bad for me. Good for me. And from where I am, I now choose this and this and this and this. If you make peace with where you are, meaning you stop beating up on yourself about it, you stop feeling regret about it, you stop letting it suck the life out of you, you stop letting other people make you feel guilty about it, you stop being defensive about it. If you will make a decision to make peace with where you are, which sort of sounds like this, well, here I am. Simple enough, isn't it? Here I am. Here I am. Feel the difference between here I am on my way to there and here I am, I've been here so long. Or here I am, I shouldn't be here. Here I am, it's your fault I'm here. Quite different vibrational stance. Where here I am and it's all right. Here I am, and I don't really want to be here, but here I am, and it's all right. And it's temporary. Here I am, and it's temporary. Oh, that one feels pretty good, doesn't it? Here I am in this temporary place on my way to better and better. Here I am, pleased with who I am, on my way with greater clarity to who I really am. In other words, you got to find ways to soften your personal perspective of where you are, because where you are is the signal that you're beaming. And you got to log on to the signal. You got to find a way of linking up with this source energy. When you don't, you're off the signal. Source energy believes that well-being should be yours. When you don't, you're off the signal. Source energy adores you. Source energy knows about your well-being. Source energy expects good things to come to you. And when you don't, you're off the signal, you see. So what we're wanting you to hear is it does not matter where you stand. You can get to wherever you want to be from wherever you are. And we also want to say to you, don't be in such a rush to get there all at once. Be willing to take a step and then another step and then another step and then another step. Because the thing that defeats you more than all other things put together is trying to log onto a vibration that's out of your range right now. In other words, pull up your feet and move closer to the signal. Make a decision that's nothing is more important than that you feel good, and then work all day, every day to find the best feeling thought on any subject that you approach that does feel good. Ooh, determined. What does that mean? Determined. Cannot deter my mind? Is that what determined means? Is that the root of it? In other words, I'm determined. I've decided. I'm in alignment with, you see. Once you come into alignment with something, nobody else's opinion has anything to do with anything, because the only thing that matters is your relationship between you and the stream, between the desire that you have fashioned and the signal that you are outputting moment by moment. So when you are having trouble making your mind up about something, figure out which way you lean. In most cases, it doesn't really matter a rip. You could go with almost anyone and live happily ever after. Well, we understand that you have reasons for your pickiness, but you know which way you're leaning. And so lean that way and then line up with it and then watch what happens. And continue to say to yourself, I am temporarily standing everywhere that I'm standing. So when I get there, since I can't get it wrong and I never get it done, and the reason that I can't get it wrong is because I never get it done. In other words, you can't get it done. You're going to continually have a whole new other barrage of input that's going to cause you to launch another rocket of desire. You constantly amend your desires. And source energy constantly keeps up with the amendments. So, are we convincing you yet that your work, your only work, is to line up with what you think you want? So why don't you do that? Why doesn't everyone? Why is that not easy for you to hear? We'll tell you. It's because The questions we ask are always the easiest to answer. We know the answer before we ask the question. But then we know the answer before you ask the question, too. The reason that more don't know that is because you're not sure that you have the right or the wisdom to choose. You think somebody else has made the list and that you've got to conform to the list. And what you didn't factor in is they made that list about what you should do so that they'd feel better. And it's time for you to make your list about what you should do so that you can feel better. You are an extension of that which is source. Some call it God, some call it energy, some call it consciousness. It does not matter what you call it. You will never be apart from it. It will always flow to you and through you. But you have powerful control about how much of it you let in any moment in time and how much of it you deprive yourself of. And when you let it in, you thrive. When you let it in, you're clear-minded, you're sure-footed, you feel good, life is wonderful, you breathe deeply, everything feels good. Everywhere you go, you find things that are interesting, fascinating, provocative, good feeling. And when you are not allowing your connection to the stream, you feel defensive, you feel afraid, you feel unsure, you feel unworthy, you feel anger, you feel depressed, you feel overwhelmed, you feel frustrated. There's a myriad of emotions all up and down this emotional scale. This glorious guidance system within you, letting you know in every moment how well connected to your link spot in the sky you are. So, that's our best sales job yet. That nothing is more important than that you feel good, because the way you feel is your indication of your signal. So the signal has a couple of components. How much of it am I asking for by the power of my desire? And how much in alignment with that signal am I? In other words, I want it and believe it, I'm right on beam. I want it and I doubt it, resistance. It's not coming, at least not now. I want it means it's always there for you. I want it means the signal is always available, but the allowing part is the part you tweak into place by reaching for the thoughts that feel good to you, and you can feel when you click into alignment. It is our powerful desire that when you leave this gathering today, you never again question your value or your worthiness, and that you let your questioning be about, what do I prefer, this or this? Would I rather love this person or hate this person? Let's see which feels best to me. Esther came to an astonishing and startling revelation about herself not long ago, when she found herself on the opposite end of a decision. She thought one way and Jerry thought another way about something not very important. It was the methodology for hooking up the tow car to the monster bus. And Esther always yields to Jerry because she would much rather that he turns out to be wrong than she does. And as she was walking the length of the rig, about 67 feet, as she was walking to get back into the driver's seat of the monster bus, to pull it forward, to make sure that everything had locked in just right, she heard herself think and laughed and nearly fell over as she got into the coach as she heard her own thought. She thought, I hope it doesn't go well. And then she thought, Abraham, I'm in great trouble here because I would rather be right than have things go well. And that is the reason that so many of you do not trust your own decision. Somebody's convinced you that it's important that you make the right decision. And so you want to take a consensus. What does everybody think? Because, you wouldn't want to make the wrong decision because somehow you've decided that you must be going to be judged on how many times you were right or how many times your partner was wrong. And we want you to understand that when you decide that you're going to look for the truth, so that you can line up with the truth, you're going to have a hard time of figuring it out, because anything that anybody focuses on for very long, they activate in their vibration and they make it a reality which you call a factual truth. So when you see this stuff that you do not want and you say, well, I cannot ignore it because it's true, what you're saying is someone else, for whatever unknown reason, gave their attention to it long enough that it became active in their vibration, long enough that it became a dominant vibration within them, that it manifested in their experience and became a fact or evidence, and because they did that unwanted thing to themselves, I should do it too. And we say, when you finally get it, that nothing is more important than that you feel good, and you will feel much better when you are not trying to make yourself right and somebody else wrong, but you are looking for the well-being of all. In other words, you're looking for the well-being, you're looking for the connection. Life becomes so simple. We know. We're talking about vibration. That's just annoying in the beginning, isn't it? And we're talking about asking you to have faith in things you can't see, things that you can feel that you can't see. But when you do, when you begin to accept that law of attraction is real and that your guidance system is real also, when you accept that and you start really taking note of how you feel and you make some attempt at thinking more and more thoughts that feel better and better to you, so you are offering less and less resistance, then you begin to get movement. And when you begin to get movement, so that those thoughts that you have set into motion are allowed by you to turn into things, to turn into ideas, into rendezvous, into experiences, and into manifestations. When you witness your thoughts, your deliberate thoughts turning to things, then you get it. Then you accept not only the laws of the universe as they are, in their pure and equal opportunity state, but you also begin to trust in your own ability to create your own reality. And that's when something wonderful starts happening to you. You begin to feel your blessed worthiness. You begin to expect good things to come to you.